Hi guys. So while I was getting ready to do a reading for the collective, I started getting some downloads. And the downloads that are coming through right now for whoever this is in the collective, you are very, very strong spiritually speaking. And whenever there is problems or resistance or obstacles that approach you, you were very good at going inward and looking within and trying to figure out what you need to do in order to make the changes that are necessary to remove these blockades. And Spirit is saying that the resistance that you've been experiencing as of late is not necessarily something that you need to change within. It's coming from outside of you, and it is coming from forces that are trying to work against you. And so this isn't something that you can go inward about and do self-work in order to remedy. And this is Spirit coming through and letting you know that there is somebody within your energetic field at this time that may be working in dark energy or black magic, that kind of thing, and sending things your way. And the fact that you are so spiritually inept to go within and try to figure out why these things are happening and constantly looking at yourself in the mirror, is becoming a little bit of a distraction at this time. And you're missing the cues that your crew are trying to let you know that this is something that is not related to your internal alchemy. Now, when I approached my shelf with all the cards on it to try and see what card Spirit wanted me to use for this, I had picked up several decks. I had one in particular pop out of its box, and it landed on the floor before my feet. And only one card showed up out of that deck. And I felt like that was the first card that needs to be shown here for this reading. And that's this one. It's Sekhmet's Courage Guidance. It says, face your fears with bravery. Take a step towards something you've been avoiding. Remember that courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite it. Never mind my beautiful band-aid there. It was just a little cut that I got at work today. I have a feeling with this card coming out that you know exactly the person or persons that I'm speaking of currently. You have a very good idea as to who you need to be focusing your attention on at this time and who is sending these ill intentions your way. And I feel as if Spirit is letting you know that by constantly looking at yourself in the mirror and thinking that everything is brought on because of you as an individual is becoming a bit of a distraction, which is the reason why that avoiding word is in here in the card. And Spirit is not saying that you mean to be doing this. This is just something that Spirit really felt needed to be brought to your attention and your awareness, because it's such a distraction at this point that it's hindering you from being able to see a bigger picture here. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite it. Combating this kind of energy that is being directed towards you is going to take a lot of courage, and it may be something that you are triggered by that causes a little bit of fear. And this is Spirit stepping forward and letting you know that just because something might be fear invoking does not mean that you cannot find the courage within you in order to combat it. And I picked up this deck in particular, and I love the fact that Hathor is on the bottom. So we have Sekhmet and Hathor coming through, which are both closely related to one another if you are familiar with the ancient Egyptian mythology. This card is all about celebrating your achievements. And the reason why this person is got you in some kind of vortex of dark energy is because you are often in this modality here with how much you have achieved and accomplished, not only in the spiritual realms, but in the 3D as well. And if you don't have enemies, you ain't doing it right, correct? That's what I always say, anyways. So by you celebrating your achievements, even if they are very small, just like this card says, no matter how small, you definitely take the time to acknowledge and to rejoice in your successes in life. And so this energy that is being sent your way is due to jealousy and is due to them wanting to feed off of this joyous energy that you put out into the universe. And after that card, we have this Sobex adaptability guidance. And this one talks about being flexible in your approach to challenges and to have this kind of unwavering adaptation to changing circumstances that are happening around you. In this way, you are able to find alternative solutions and embrace the spontaneity that comes with these kind of challenges that are being sent your way. I'm hearing that you have been experiencing a lot of kind of like attacks. I'm being shown like opening cupboards and having random things falling out, like nearly missing your head, and also very near misses with other things that are like trying to cause almost like a bodily harm to you. And to me, this is a very serious and important thing to bring to light for you, that this is not something that is happening because you need to change something about yourself. This is, in fact, a dark vortex of energy that has been sent your way. And since you are so good at introspection and holding yourself responsible for each and everything that happens to you, Spirit fears that you are missing the bigger picture here with this one. And so this is another reason why I agreed to go ahead and do this kind of reading, because I feel like some messages that need to come out that Spirit brings to my awareness are very important. And Spirit wants to bring this to your attention so that you can bring your awareness and your focus more into protecting your own energy rather than trying to continuously alchemize your own energy. And now we have Horus's insight. It says, trust your intuition when making decisions. Pay attention to your gut feelings and inner guidance. I truly feel that you are getting some kind of like gut feelings about this. And this reading here is only confirming some things for you. Now, I'm not trying to bring any kind of dark energy into anybody's life. So if this does not resonate with you, this is definitely not your message. I will go ahead and say that right now. Because this line of work is not always just for views. I do this because somebody out there needs help. Trust your instincts and let them guide you towards the right path to take here in this regard. That's what this Horus's Insight Guidance card is talking about. When you get a ping in your gut about something and your intuitive knowledge starts kicking in, go with the flow of that and trust it fully. I'm also hearing that there might be some attacks or some instances where you were experiencing things going on with your car as well, like coming out in the morning and your tires like popped or flattened, or the battery just goes dead, like it doesn't want to start at all, things like that. I'm also hearing that you might have been experiencing as of lately some sleep paralysis, and that kind of awake sleeping where like you're sleeping but you don't feel like you're sleeping, so you're kind of caught right in between like being awake and being asleep, and then waking up in the morning and not having quite enough energy to do what you need to do in your 3D reality. These are just some specifics that are coming out for confirmation for you at this time. Go ahead and grab some tarot and see if there's anything else. We have the Hermit in reverse. That's what I was talking about there, and the Eight of Swords. But what I was saying about how you are very good at going within and taking every resistance that comes your way as like a sign that you need to do more internal work. And that's being shown here with this Hermit in reverse. It kind of has you at the point where you're not able to see things coming from other sources because you are so focused on distancing yourself altogether and almost kind of like holding things against yourself and thinking that there must be something that you were doing wrong in order for these things to happen. And that's what the Eight of Swords is all about as well. And this sort of like self-imposed restriction is kind of creating a little bit of an easy target, so to speak. And that's what Spirit is here warning this person in the collective about. And we have the Empress. And in this instance, I'm feeling like the person or persons who is behind all of this energy being thrown at you is kind of like this Empress here. They are very accomplished in their life, and they surround themselves with like luxurious things, is what I'm hearing. And Spirit is saying that you're going to know exactly who I'm talking about when I said that. And now we have the Death card coming out. Endings. So what is going to happen here, now that you are in awareness of this, there's going to be a significant ending to what this Empress is sending your way. Because you know how powerful you are. You just got a little bit distracted with the self-alchemization here and kind of forgetting that there's some protective measures that need to be focused on as well. And now that you are for sure confident that this is happening, you can begin to focus your very strong alchemical properties onto this energy that is trying to like sabotage in a way. They don't like the fact that you have so many successes. They do not like the fact that you do celebrate yourself even when it's just like the smallest thing. They can't stand the fact that you're happy is what it is. It really drives them nuts to the point where they're practicing very dark things just to fuck with your energy. And I can truly see why Spirit was like, nah, man, this can't be happening. Sarai, get out there and do your thing. And I'm like, okay, let's go. You are this energy here. You're the King of Cups. You are very emotionally balanced. You are very diplomatic. I like saying that word that way, diplomatic. You're very balanced. You know, you have a lot of tolerance, and you hold a lot of tolerance within yourself for bad things happening, because you kind of see these as like opportunities to learn and to grow from, which is great. That's great. There's nothing wrong with that. But what happens is it can turn into like this Page of Wands in reverse a little bit, where we tend to get a little too over distracted and we end up losing direction. And it can be kind of self-limiting in the sense of not being able to see when things are coming at you rather than you bringing things towards you yourself, if that makes sense. Which then leads us to this energy where you get the Magician in reverse as well, with being able to manipulate. And that's exactly what this Empress here is doing. She's able to, he or she, it's just the energy, but they are able to manipulate the situations that are going on in order to throw you more off your course here. And this very well could be leading you also to untapped potential, because Spirit is now saying that you have done so much inner work that you haven't really focused much on your forces outwards and really seeing what you're able to do in the protective measures. So this whole experience as a whole here is really going to end up teaching you some very valuable things. And in the end, this Empress energy is going to be thanked because it's teaching you something new. And it's something that you are actually super talented about doing, which is protection. And I'm feeling like heavy angel coming in here, like heavy angels. And sorry for the pause there, but right when I said that, I started getting a vision of just like legions of angels. And they're all carrying swords and shields, and just like, you have troops behind you. Like, this Empress has no idea who she's effing with, because it's not just you. You are such a pure soul and very innocent, like, in the fact that you really just go within no matter what happens to you, because you feel as if it's something that you need to fix about yourself. And your intentions are so pure. You're almost like a unicorn spirit is what I'm feeling. And you are heavily protected in the astrals. You have legions of protectors showing up here as soon as I said that A word. And they are surrounding you. But they also want you to learn from this as well, because you have a fighting force within yourself that can be tapped into, that can be used. And this is kind of like a training exercise almost. I know that sounds crazy, but this is something that is going to initiate you into a very powerful protective role for not only people on this planet, but in the astrals as well. And that's going to make sense to you, is what Spirit said. Spirit's saying, don't worry about it, Sarai. Just open your mouth and speak right now. So I am. It's all going to make sense to you. I went to go pick up another deck. It's just a keywords oracle. And half of the deck came out of the box. And the card that it was on is this one. And it's all about undercover, you know, like dangerous activity, like those kind of words, you know? Black is where I'm getting at here. black magic, dark vortexes, things like that. And they are after your joy. They're after this. They're after your fun. They're after your joy that you're experiencing with everything that you have been working on and succeeding at. And this very well could be somebody that you were intimate with in the past. This could be an ex of some kind. Let's see where we put that. Right there. I'm running out of space here. Yeah, and then we have my eye went right to that word caution there. Caution. There's issues. Not what it appears. From the outside, exactly. That's exactly where this energy is coming from the outside. It's outside of you. And yes, there are people that work in the dark arts that do this kind of shit all the time. And oftentimes they get away with it because they prey on people who are just working on themselves and succeeding. And then you have this jealousy here, They want what you have because they can't achieve it. They can't achieve it themselves because they don't want to go within. They don't want to do the work that you do. Someone who is giving you that evil eye, someone who is not wishing you very well right now. A very sticky situation. But now that this has been brought to your attention and your awareness, we have what goes up must come down. Bad will pass, good will come. Getting a higher view. There you go. You're such a damn alchemist that you're going to be using all of this shit right here, and it's going to be thrown right back in their face. And it's going to be bigger and badder than whatever the hell they've been trying to send you, my friend, for sure. And it's going to happen very quickly because I truly feel that you are an awesome alchemist. And just by this coming to your awareness right now, I feel as if that's all we really needed to do. Because there needed to be a catalyst here. There needed to be some confirmation for you. And I truly feel that you know at this point what needs to be done in order to combat this. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just leave this one here. I thank your guides, your crew, for approaching my crew. And I thank my crew for approaching me to bring this message forth. I know it's not like our regularly scheduled program, quote unquote, but it truly was necessary for all of this to come out. With all that being said, thank you to everybody on this channel for allowing the space for these kinds of messages to come through as well. We truly, truly preach. We truly, truly appreciate each and every one of you. Until next time, we love you. Bye.